Amazing. Okay, what questions do we have?
On the cryptocurrency side of it, interested in how the speakers here think about, both Terry and David, the regulatory side of this, because when you think about the banks and financial services industry, the people who are being bypassed potentially, they may be using blockchain for their own secure transactions, but do they really want to support cyber currency? So a little different than Uber coming in and disrupting a taxi cab driver who owns a couple of medallions. When you're messing with the big banking system and FINRA and all the regulatory systems, what's going on in that world? I haven't seen anything really written about that, or how they're reacting to it. Whether they're embracing it, or as their future as well, or are they going to try to stop it?
Ultimately, really quickly, that my take on it is that it's going to be around forever. Now, money is just a ledger as well, and it's backed by the belief that whatever government that prints that paper is good for it. So I mean, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to be around forever, but I'm saying that some type of cryptocurrencies will be around. It's kind of that whole aspect that people are now empowered to be able to transfer value without any intermediary is not going to go away. Now that people actually realize that they can transfer value without any intermediary whatsoever, and embrace that.
So can we spend a little bit of time talking about all the naysayers of blockchain and Bitcoin and the others? I mean, Tricia and I were at a conference or an event. Was that last week, I guess?
Yes. And
we met the guy that created the show. I'm not gonna. Were you? Do you remember the guy that we were talking to, Tricia? It's a TV show. He's the guy that has 197 IQ. And I asked him about Bitcoin, and he said Bitcoin died 2 years ago, and it takes more power than the country of Iceland uses. So that's really my question: is where do we think it's going, and will it ever just implode? I'm not really talking about it from just a cryptocurrency, but just from a technology perspective of, the amount of energy it takes to continue to mine coin, and with the ever increasing complexity that it introduces with blocks being created every 10 minutes. From a technology perspective, that's where he was saying it was going to, it wasn't sustainable. That's the only thing I'm curious is the technology sustainable? Maybe that's a question for David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and actually he's accurate. So what they're using, to give you guys a quick overview, in general, like I said, money and everything, it's all about trust and consensus. Hello, you guys hear? Okay.
We can hear you.
And consensus. So what you guys are talking about right now is this thing called proof of work. It's the mining that's made famous in Bitcoin. And yes, they're solving complex mathematical equations, it's draining a lot of power. It's very power inefficient. It's ruining the planet, etc. But there are plans already to move to different kind of consensus mechanisms. That's what it's called, consensus mechanism. So there's another one called proof of stake, which is what the Ethereum network is looking to work towards. Proof of stake means that if you have interested parties that carry a lot of account balances that are large, they almost like vote on a random lottery between all these guys that have a lot of stake in the network. It's in their best interest to keep the network sound and true. So that is what everyone's kind of moving towards. It's called proof of stake. There's a lot of different kind of consensus mechanisms out there, and everyone kind of realizes that this is not sustainable. So Chuck, to answer your question there, yes, what you're talking about is, will it implode? If things currently try to stay the same way, yes, because theoretically that cannot scale properly. It takes up too much power, and the number of transactions you can do are limiting. But everyone's looking at moving towards proof of stake, or there's a lot of other proofs called proof of elapsed time. That's a lottery-based system as well. I mean, there's a lot of options that the technology is kind of looking to implement all within the next year or two. So, as it stands right now, people are just studying, Bitcoin and mining. Yes, I mean, you're getting super groups of miners that are hammering away, draining lots of power. But that's not actually the future of blockchain technology. everyone kind of recognizes this. This is why it's a great community, and the developers and programmers and all that kind of stuff behind it know that we need to move to something else.